is working, Dad. You got it. Yeah, baby.
Let's see what we got going on here. All right. Well, we're taking the back part of the jaw crusher apart, and in fact the back has to come off to get these spacers out because they've been screwed into the main jaw. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I got the jaw separated off the main bearing, and there's a spacer in here. There's also a spacer down at the bottom half. There's actually 4 sets of bearings. They're paired on either side. And I have to take this apart so I can get access to these screws to take the spacers out. So that's what I'm working on now. And I've got a 3rd chainfall hooked up to the back of the jaw because it's rather heavy. So Ooh. She's off. These things are nasty. Let's see what we got going on here. Alright, so that's how they're keeping them in place. They actually had screws that were drill and tap into the bearing shell so the spacers would stay in place, and those all sheared. That makes sense why they're walking. Oh yeah. When they're marked, they're stamped 1 and 2, so I know how to line up the bearings. See if I can find it. This should be the number 2 side. This will be the number 1 side. Stamped right there, 1. So you can't get them mixed up. You got to give it to the old engineers. This old school design, it's rather impressive. And yet it's simple. So I'll get this thing down and cleaned out. Here's the inside of the bearing. You can see there's a good chance I'm gonna have to pull the main bearing off in order to re-drill and tap and set the screws to hold those spacers in place, because they're just spinning all around when the jaw crusher's running. So that's a no-no. And here is the main part of the jaw. So if I get these 4 spacers out and get these bearing halves put back together properly, there's a chance we don't have to have them machined and custom made, so we can get back to crushing ore. Well, we really opened up a can of worms. I was able to use a secondary point to use a chainfall to pull it apart without having to disassemble the toggle. So that's a benefit. This side of the jaw is a little different than the back half of the clamp. Pins were used to put the bearing in place. So I'm going to have to clean those out, drill them out, and then set new pins. We got it all cleaned up for the most part. For the part of the jaw that I just showed you, there were just pins that were used to hold the bearing in place. Now for the back half, were these threaded brass screws, and they've all sheared, so I'll have to drill and tap to remove all three. There are 3 per, and then get that reset up and machined in. Now that we have the crane installed, we can now remove the top of the Stutenroth, the hopper, and then the top shell. I have to drill and tap into the side to add water. So today's project is to add water to the mill. What our plan is to use a 1/2 inch line, and this is the side view of the Stutenroth. And I'm going to drill and tap into either side of the mill, 1/2 inch NPT, and I'll have water coming from 2 sides, and then also have it come in at the top where the ore comes into the hopper. So what I have to sort out is a 1/2 inch NPT. I have the tap, but I don't have a bit that's 23/32. So I'm going to use an 11/16 bit, and then I'm going to mill out the hole just big enough so I can tap. And up on the mill, I would just do it on the mill here, but I can't get access to where I want to drill and tap on the side of the mill. Instead of removing the belt cover and removing the pulley, I'll just drill and tap after I've lifted this thing off. So we got the crane installed, so we got our lift points, and I'll be able to lift it up right above the shaft, and then I'll be using another line that goes up in the top hopper. And that'll work out nicely, hopefully get rid of this dust. Alright, we got the feed tray out, and now we're going to take this guy off.
There you go.
The benefit of hydraulics. Look at that gap. So here's a look inside the Stutenroth. The paddles are pretty worn, and then you can see the plates in here that act like a screen, and they got a pretty big gap in them. You know, that's one of our comminution issues, but we're living with it right now, and the machine still works great. So this is the size material that can get through. Alright, so the technique I used, since I didn't have the right size bit, I used an 11/16 and a 3/4 inch bit, and what I did was I drilled in with a 3/4 inch until just a little bit past halfway, and then I used the 11/16 so that way there'd be enough meat for my tap to catch. Alright, we got the mill put back together, we got the feed hopper and the shell put back on, and now we're going to finish the plumbing installation. Already got this side done. Here the water line is complete for the mill. Got our manifold here, got the 3 lines in for feed and 1 hose for clean out at the end of the runs. Got it all plumbed up. 1 side, 2 sides, and then up in the top popper. All right, last one. Alrighty. The jaw is ready to be put back together. I got the back half of the bearing put back together. And it's kind of a hack job. I was able to get 1 pin in real nice, and then this pin's kind of, you know, halfway in. So that's gonna have to be good enough. Well, I'm about to get to the point where I'm trying to play musical instruments at the same time, so I think I'm almost there.
I'll be right back.
Cool, I got Con Man out here. Yeah, lower you a little bit. Time to grease. Don't be shy.
Over that grease?
Oh yeah. Get it on there.
Kelly was a member of Freddie and Juan's website, getting updates and stuff, and I guess somebody hacked it. So every time she checked in, all she saw was porn.
Oh no.
Yeah, so she had to.
That's funny.
I know. I know. Who the hell would want to do that?
Some dirty-minded person.
Yeah, right. There's some idiot out there.
We're talking about gold miners, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Grease is done. Oh, no grease.
You gotta spin it, right?
Grab the chain.
Okay, got it.
Don't worry about the bearing.
Okay. Keep this on.
All right, I'm gonna come down a little bit. Might have to do there. Okay. All right, Greg.
Yep.
I'm gonna need. Oh, did I put them in the wrong spot? I did. Okay. And then a long one, please.
Long one coming up. There's two in the middle and one longest.
Yeah, I want a long one.
Longest, here it is.
Okie dokie, this is gonna be fun. Because I have this one nut that I have to take off.
Oh yeah. That's holding all the weight.
Yes, sir. Okay, this guy's gotta come up a bit. Oh, wrong way. There it is.
That looks pretty good.
There's one.
Dig it? Makes you feel good when your first one started.
Yeah.
You got both spinning.
Oh yeah. It's okay, I'm just happy it's there.
Right?
We need a hand model to do this work. Got him started, and I can do the other side. All right, can I get another, I'd say the mid-size one?
Mid-size, yep.
The middle.
Middle of the road.
Middle, yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
There we go. And I can pull him together.
Okay. Sure, a lot of people are waiting for us to get this thing fixed, you know.
There sure are, actually.
We've been talking about it for a while.
That's 235. Alright, here goes nothing.
Nothing, honey.
I choked it out. It wouldn't go in the first gear.
So Harry has spent so much time working on this jaw crusher, rebuilding it and putting it back together. Once he got it all back together, the jaws wouldn't turn. The toggle plate is stuck on the side plates. So I'm here to try to get that corrected. So take a look at the issue. So we get back up in here. If you look down, you'll notice on this right side, there is no light shining between the plate and the side plate. I had added that 1/2 inch, actually it's 3/4 inch steel to close up the gap. You could see on this side, we have an 1/8 of an inch open alongside the plate, but not enough on this side. So I'm either gonna cut it off. Another idea is cut the welds and re-angle the plates. So got a little fabrication here to fix this issue. But to make sure that's the problem, I'm gonna take off the side plate first. start up the jaw crusher, and if there's no issues, then that was the issue. Once Harry had put the jaw crusher back together and started the jaw crusher up, the belt just started spinning. So the belt on the jaw crusher was just spinning and nothing was happening inside the crusher. So the crusher wouldn't rotate. So let's see if we can get this fixed. What I might have to do is loosen the bolts and use a bar to slide the entire babbitt and toggle plate to the left. But that's a challenge, is to see how the teeth are aligned on the plates, and we got material down here. So just gonna work at it, see what ends up doing the job. So let's see if we could use this chain fall to pull the plate on the side of the jaw crusher up and out. It's wedged in there pretty good, so let's see if it's got enough to pull that plate out. So our jaw crusher's been down for months, and we just got it fired up. We're ready to run ore. We're super excited now. So stay tuned, as hopefully we have pans full of gold ready to show you guys. So thanks for watching, and thank you for all the support that you have given us and our crew as we're out here trying to do the impossible. Thanks for watching.